That's Black Velvet. I was playing Kanye. I felt the vibe. I had to play some Kanye tonight. I was playing that like we always do it this time. I go for mine. I got the shine. So throw your hands up in this. I love that video. Oh man, I love that video. That video is perfect. It's the I swear he had his hands on it. And when you watch the documentary, that dude was hands on. That was his concept. That it was here, and he put it on. It was beautiful. I never seen nothing like that. It was absolutely beautiful.
You gotta watch some more of that. You watch the second part?
I did.
And the third part?
I didn't even know it was a part 3 out. It's supposed to be on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Like we ever and fuck T.I. I don't give a fuck about T.I. But the way he did that video, it was just like it was perfect. It was just like this is it. This the way he's supposed to make music. I gotta give him that. Not on all the shit, because he done made some bullshit too. But when he came out with The Good Life, that record right there, man, I felt that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh, my bad. I was talking to my wife, y'all. I was talking about Kanye, because I was watching a Kanye documentary, and so I was spinning some Kanye records. But when the Good Life video,
hey, hold on, I'm in my furnace room. Hold on a second. Let me get out of there.
Okay, well, shit, right on. I ain't mad at you. Let me put this code up for Mika. But I felt that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, that video was fucking perfect. I ain't never
video.
The Good Life Kanye West video.
That shit was. I don't remember the video. The song was blazing. I don't remember the video at all.
I remember the video. That shit was beautiful, man. I never seen nothing like that. I told my wife like years ago, say Kanye should be doing movies. He's a visionary. He's got something in his mind, and he takes and puts it out. It puts it out in video. So he should do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's got it. He's like one of those guys. He's really meticulous. He wants it this way, that way. He should make movies. I've been saying that years ago.
Right now, I'm not sure anybody will work with him and take him seriously. He done pretty much toe his draws with the media, getting down on that white girl, or whatever the fuck she is, Armenian or whatever.
He fuck with them painters. Well, I ain't mad at. You know what? Okay.
No. I don't have a problem. I do not have a problem with him per se messing with her. It's not an interracial thing. It's just he really kind of. And I'm not saying that what he was feeling wasn't justified, but like you say, it's a way to not air your dirty laundry like that. And he put it out in front of all the media.
You act like a straight up bitch. I don't give a fuck how much money. Just because you're a billionaire don't mean shit.
You know what? I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that.
You're a fucking pussy. Everybody done been through some shit. Everybody done been through whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't respect anybody. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Why are you putting your personal, most sensitive business out in the street regarding your children's mother? Fuck how you feel about this bitch, but they're your children's goddamn mama. Why the fuck are you putting this business out in the fucking street? It ain't because of her. Fuck her. Don't give a fuck how she feels. Your kids gonna grow up one day. Your kids, right. If you decide to tell them the story, which I personally think that children should mind their fucking business. This is the dope shit. But at some point, if you decide to tell them the story, they need to hear it from you and not, yeah, man, this bitch is out there. Blah. They don't need to hear that version. Your children don't hear the same version you tell your niggas.
John, did you see the Genius documentary?
No, I stopped fucking with Kanye a long time ago. I can't do shit that dude does. Yeah, well, that's a lie. I watched that concert that him and Drake did.
Okay.
That was on like Prime. It was a bullshit ass concert. It was horrible.
But I'm saying all that to say is that he had a close bond with his mother, and that's where he gets the bitch shit from. That's it.
That explains a lot.
That's where it comes from.
Because he's acting like a bitch right now, straight bitch.
Okay, then it's his responsibility to get the help for that.
Well, you gotta know.
That is true.
You gotta know you need help first.
He know he needs help. He been in and out of that shit for a long time.
Well, I mean, maybe he is seeking. I don't know. My thing is just identifying that hey, look, this is something I want to get rid of. I need some help with this, and everybody is humble to acknowledge that. I mean, this guy's a megastar.
And that's also okay. So that goes also to the point of you got to surround yourself with people who are genuinely, if you want to call them friends, or people who have your genuine interest in what you call it. Like if you ain't got nobody in your corner that's giving you pushback, nobody. You everybody can't be like, yeah, man, that's the move. That's the more that. No, you need somebody like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing?
That's why
Fuck these billions of dollars, nigga.
But see, if you cut motherfuckers off now, according to the documentary, the guy that was doing all the footage for like Through the Wire and all this early stuff, basically Through the Wire is a collection of all the footage that this comedian named I can't remember his name. Anyway, he was taping all this. He went from comedy to just being like a director, and so he was taking around that guy. When you cut him off, that cut off the guy that would say, "Oh, nigga, you on some bullshit," because y'all went way back. He was bigger than you at one point before you even got on. He followed you to New York. You know, he put his comedy aside to do your shit because he believed in you. And so he most likely would be the guy that will give you that constructive criticism. See, so that's the thing about like with so-called friends. Some of his friends ain't shit because they'll just agree with whatever it is you do. You can go out there and rob a bank, suck a dick. They'll agree with it.
Yeah.
Them ain't friends. You need a motherfucker to step in and say, nah, man, this ain't it. This ain't the move. Right. Those are friends. So I agree with you 100%. But Ed, we was talking about voter suppression.
Huh?
When we talking about,
we were talking about the voter suppression. And my thing is it's enough of us. First of all, not all of us is out here gang banging. Not all of us out here is disrespectful little shits. You know what I'm saying?
True.
There are some of us who are responsible. True. So that being said, you know, y'all know I'm high already. I was
gonna ask you, was you smoking?
I wasn't, you know, I got the infused wine. Damn. Basically, the voter suppression is kind of hurting and blocking us being more self-sufficient in a way, because it's like this: pass the laws and leave us the fuck alone.
I know
that's how I feel. I'm not asking for no help. I'm not asking for no handouts. Okay, stupid ass cat, get out. Do you hear that? She's fighting her damn tail. She literally chasing her tail in circles, fighting it.
Who's winning?
The tail.
Yeah, that's how they go.
Gertrude, stop it.
That's the cat's name, Gertrude?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
Yeah, treacherous Trudy. But anyway, what I'm saying is the way a lot of this stuff is set up now, it is almost in a way to oppress us, so we can't be self-reliant.
You know, and see, the thing is, every state ain't like that, so it's really not going to suppress us. It may, in fact, suppress the people who are not willing to do the work to get out there. They're not going to make it easy. They holding all the cards. That's the fact.
They are.
Okay.
They are.
To make it easier for us. So that's all the more reason for us to stand together. And okay, shit. But to me, that's all the more reason. If we're going to stand and march and protest, that's something that you want to get out there for.
No. I did not say stand and protest. I'm not for that shit either.
No, but
we didn't did enough standing and protesting. You know what I mean?
But, well, then what's the next move?
Kill them.
Okay.
Yeah, that too. But I'm saying, maybe I'm just too far-fetched. Maybe I got a little bit more hope, you know, than what actually the reality is. But my thing is because I care about my people, or I care about Black folks, I'm willing to at least try, even if I fail. Nothing beats a fail but a try.
Wait, try what?
Yeah,
to try to make a difference.
How?
Okay, how would that look in like actualization? Like, you got $10 million. How does this look?
Well, let's just say I am Tyler Perry, because they're trying to do a lot of this shit in Georgia, right?
Okay.
He has enough money, and I'm not saying everybody. Mm-hmm. He has enough money to make sure that people can have the proper give people the tools to have the proper identification. Now they're shutting down a lot of polls, and they way out of the district, and a lot of people don't have cars, and it's not a lot of public transportation in Georgia. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They moving the goalpost so we can never reach it.
Okay, you're
But
talking
if we
specifically
had a
about
little
voting.
bit of, if we had a little bit of help, this is just like I said, I'm not expecting them to help. I'm just
Mhm.
using this as a thing. If there was a way that we could get up resources to help people get what they need and get to where they need to go. Oh, one more thing in Georgia, the lines are really, really long. They making it illegal to eat in line. Some people stand in line for damn near 6 hours. Older people, diabetic people in the hot sun.
Right. It's also illegal to give them water and stay in line.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a fucking problem.
But you know, I mean, you know, some of these black billionaires and millionaires came out there and you know, threw a couple of dollars and threw some resources at the common folk, then maybe we can get over that.
Not the common folk, not like that. What we need to do is get some organization, some real organizations.
Okay, like what?
Dedicate. I mean, even if we have to create one, like you said, a grassroots. Sometimes the community programs are a lot better than being commercial. You get what I'm saying? No, we don't need no fucking Black Lives Matter doing this shit. We don't need NAACP. Fuck them, by the way. Don't need them doing that shit either.
Yeah, niggas be bullshitting. They keep black
Fuck,
folks outside.
did Harry, how did a fucking white prince and a fucking white passing ass broad get an NAACP? I'm not even going into it. Let me finish my first rant first.
The Rachel chick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
get an award.
Because we see, that's what I'm saying. Black folks, like a lot of us today, we so gullible. We pay attention to shit that they say we should pay attention to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And see,
You are absolutely right.
and see, we don't see the forest for the trees, as my mother would say. I said that right.
Exactly. You're exactly
Yeah,
right.
you said.
Fair enough. So you let a motherfucker creep up in there who try to talk black, try to act black, and personify the whole idea of what she think black is. You know what I mean? Because it was wide open, because we wasn't protecting what was ours. We so busy trying to include everybody in our so-called struggle. And then we end up getting hot. That's what happened with LGBTs doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And I said this maybe last episode or before, but I said the minute I see LGBT members of LGBT being shot down and having police put their knees on their neck to LGBT people, then I can see them struggling with black folks. Because other than that, ain't no reason. If they're not going through police brutality, there's no reason for them to be there. But see, we saw this in the 60s before. We saw this before. History is repeating itself. And we not stepping up to do anything because we want to be so accepted by everybody else. That's the thing, because we know good and well that if we get in over here with this group of people, then we might get a little more of this, a little more of that. Instead of just
But
doing
that also can work. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, all I'm saying was just instead of just doing the shit on our own, don't let nobody in there. Don't let no, if they not black and they're not down for the shit, don't let them in there. Fuck all this liberal shit. Why black folks gotta be so goddamn liberal all the time? We can't go one way or the other way. We got to be in the gray area. We got to let people in and, oh, okay, they cool with me. That's my cousin girlfriend. She white, so she cool. I'm gonna let her in there. No, cut that shit the fuck off. It ain't did you no good. In
I
50,
ain't got no problem with that.
50 years, the Nation of Islam did it. They did it. Malcolm them
But
wouldn't let no white folks.
it took one person with a vision, and you think that it was easy for him to start doing that though?
No, because Malcolm's dead. Even though he may have gotten all black folks.
Even before Malcolm, it was Elijah, and even before them, it was Marcus Garvey. You see what I'm saying? That one person started something that made a difference. That's all. Sometimes it takes is that one person to motivate people.
And you stand
Okay,
up.
before we get to so but this is why I'm trying to say. So yes, it takes one person to motivate people, but I shouldn't have to motivate people. Okay, how am I gonna say this? there's a minimum standard of, I don't know what word goes there, citizenship, adulthood, common sense. I mean, there's a minimal standard. What's going on, Will?
Will,
What's going on, man? Finally,
going on,
made it.
Will?
Chilling.
What's going on, Ed?
you up in here chilling?
Not much.
You know?
Listen, okay, so what I'm saying is, okay, let's put it like this. Not everybody's meant to be a leader.
True.
It's
Some
true.
people don't know what to follow until they know what to follow.
Okay. I ain't gonna.
But I don't want those people. I don't know. Maybe I'm not
Let
too
me
selective.
rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. Some people don't know how to organize. So sometimes it takes somebody, I'm not saying putting the idea in their head, but at least putting some words behind a vision.
But I'm not okay. Here's an example of what I'm trying to say. I learned at a young age. I was in high school. We went to I don't know where the fuck we was going, but it was in a white area. We get off the bus and it's a very nice area, right? And somebody had like I don't know, some type of food. Let's say a cheeseburger wrapper, blah, blah, blah. I saw this motherfucker hold that cheeseburger wrapper until he got to a garbage can. I've seen this motherfucker throw shit all around the goddamn school, around the fucking Austin, around the neighborhood. Motherfucker live down the street from me. So I've seen this motherfucker. I know he don't give a fuck about any of that. But we're in this very white area, very pristine area. Everything looks nice. This motherfucker held it in his hand until he got to his garbage can. That's when I realized, you know what? I don't litter no more. I'm the reason why don't nobody respect my motherfucking neighborhood, because I would litter. Up until that point in my life, I ain't littered since. I think that's one of the most offensive things. It's small shit like that tells me that fuck voting. Fuck the rest of the shit. We don't have the basic respect for our own dwelling. That ain't got shit to do with voting. That ain't got shit to do with white people. This is you live here. Yeah, it's fucked up. But motherfucker, what they got to do with you? Put your trash in your shit.
Right.
You know
Like,
what?
that's what I'm talking about.
I can't even say too much about that part right there because I see it myself and it boggles my mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm.
I think some people
I'm
just
not sitting here saying hold people's hands and things like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying do and be the struggle for somebody. I'm saying, just like Kennard, you had the idea for the show, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
You had the idea for the show.
Okay. Yeah.
But you wanted other people to come on the show and kind of, I don't know, what do we do?
To share the vision.
To share the vision, right? Now, let's just say this show inspires somebody else to get a show and so on and so on and so on. I'm saying somebody got to be that seed. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's what we're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
we're doing. As sure as you said that, you are that seed. And so is Will, and so is Johnny, and so is Alicia, so is Tamika. Every last one of these people on this platform. That's why I handpicked everybody. I handpicked everybody on this platform.
Wait, okay. Why wouldn't you just randomly pick somebody, Kennard?
Because for one, they ain't gonna share the same vision, and because they're not gonna say shit that's worth listening to. I picked people that I believe would say that I've actually seen or interacted with at some point in my life, whether it was online or in person, that said shit that's worth listening to, that could help people, in turn help people. That's why everybody's here. Now, there's people on this platform that hadn't met prior to the show. These are people that I met. You understand? And so I felt motivated by every one of y'all, by what y'all have put out on your own. Did nobody come to you and say, hey, Ed, go and say this. Hey, Johnny, go and do this. Will, go and say this. Alicia, go and do this. Did nobody come to y'all and say that? Y'all chose to do it. My thing is, I was scared as fuck. I was like, you know what? I don't want to run it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay? But I had it in my mind that, you know what? Let me just try it and see what happens. And we've been running almost a year. Nonstop. We missed one episode in like
And
6.
that's how I feel. That's how I feel about what I'm saying. That's it.
So do you think that's it? So does this count, Ebony?
Huh?
And so you were talking about, until Kennard just said that, what I didn't realize is that this is a form of outreach. So this would count as talking to young people. Although, we're not individually like, hey, Derek, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. So this will
Right.
count. So
Yeah.
does this count in your book?
Yes, it does.
Right.
Okay. So, all right. Okay, cool.
So we're a part of that change. We are vessels of change, each and every one of us. Each and every one of us.
I think a lot of times I think in human nature is easy to come to the teacher basically and say, hey, you need to teach more. Maybe you need to come out the classroom and go gather people up to teach them more. But we have to, it's 50-50. If I'm going to sit here and teach, the students have to listen.
Mhm.
And
Exactly.
that requires structure.
True.
And that requires them being disciplined to understand this is important. I'm not trying to waste your time or mine and try and teach you something.
100%.
Some people in the world just don't want it.
You're absolutely
And
right.
those things,
There's a whole lot of people, unfortunately, that will have to be left behind, like dead
Right.
ass.
right. But it's some people that tread that line because they don't want to be left behind and they know they need to be left behind. They're going to pretend like they're so interested and no one never came and talked to them and no one never ever said anything to them. Like they Tarzan. They were just raised in the wilderness. Nothing happens. That's what's going on. It's like, come on. Ain't nobody running around here like Tarzan.
Right.
And I'm not Jane either. I ain't ate in days. I don't know what food is. I don't know what communication is. I don't know where my feelings should be placed. Like you can look at a person's body language. You can look at what they are saying, how they are moving. Like you fed yourself today. You found a way to get a job. So why should I give you a break or lower standards against you as a man or a woman because you choose to play a game?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you got to identify that. I think it's easy to see that in people.
Right on.
And I just think it's we getting into this concept of life that who cries the loudest need the most help.
Right. That's punk shit. Big.
Yeah.
And I think we need to quit. We need to. Well, three of us have kids. I think, except for Kennard. We know how we can determine. Not against it, you cool, but you can determine the difference between when your kids cry. You know when they're in pain. You know when they. So I understand we could do that when a kid cannot articulate or have the mind capacity to understand. When do that stop? When we become grown and we dealing with other adults? Why we can't decipher what's wrong with them?
It's an accountability thing, bro. It's like
it is. It falls to responsibility, accountability, and structure. Some people do not want it. They gonna lie and cry and fight and scratch and holler and kick and pout and say no one never told them nothing. How's you 40 years old, 30 years old? No one told you anything.
You gonna have
Like I said, it's some people that unfortunately will just have to be left behind. That's where you have to be a little bit of, not putting the responsibility on you solely because people, like you said, they gotta want the help. But then you have to be a little bit more discerning who you approach.
That's true. Well, I don't approach on anybody, but I do give everybody opportunity. I try to give a person an opportunity to show who they are and willingly want to change. I think some people, and once they broke those rules in my mind where it changed. I'm not saying you got 5 seconds to prove yourself, but man, after a while, it's like you could tell when someone. It's like someone going to work. You know, people that you work with for years, they always late.
Mm-hmm.
And they always have that reason of why they late and how much help they need in being on time. Now let's be honest. How many times do you need help? How much help?
Right. To help you get up, to motivate you to get up to go to a job that you chose to
for something for yourself. Right. So if you do not understand, you breathe for yourself It's not like we running around here with oxygen tank. Like, let me suck the air out of my chest and put it up against everybody else's mouth. It don't work like that. You gotta be motivated. But you know, and just black people. This is all I know of black people because I've always been around them. Some of us quit, and we don't want to admit that too either. There's a lot of black men and black women in our race that flat out quit. And whatever age or whatever mindset, they just not mentally strong, and they broke down and they quit. They don't care. That's why they'll litter. That's why they'll shoot up shit. That's why they'll gang bang. That's why they'll steal. That's why they'll go in strip clubs. And somebody can offer him $1 million. I just swing across the pole. That's better than, it just, people quit. Now, it's embarrassing to mention it. When you reach a certain age of adult, certain maturity, it's embarrassing to say, hey, I quit. I'm a quitter when it comes to that particular thing. I quit. That's one thing we're not going to ever get an answer from. So that's why we have all these debates. It really boils down to who quit. Because we can walk up and down the block and look at a person like that person quit. He flat out quit. He don't even care about life no more. Right. And that's embarrassing to say that. No one going to walk up to you. And I do commend anybody that walk up and say, I quit it. But 9 out of 10, most people are not going to mention it. They'll pretend like they fine and they didn't quit, but they quit. And we know who the
quitters are. That's where the excuses of white people come in. Oh, the white man didn't do me right.
Oh, it's everybody.
You know what? Like I said, you have to be a little bit more discerning.
That's
about
true.
Who to approach with these situations. You can't go up to all these little dudes like down the street from me, but it might be one or two that might be interested in what you got to say, but didn't know how to express it.
That's true.
There's a lot of motherfuckers out there that know they ain't doing right, or they know that the shit ain't right. You know what I mean?
That's true.
For that reason, I equate this to when women when women get abused. I grew up in the whole around a lot of women who got their ass severely beat. And what I've learned of being around all those women who got their ass severely beat, talking about specifically fucking family members, aunties and shit like that, what I've learned is that fuck them. When they sick of getting their ass beat, they'll get out of this shit. Until such a time comes, it don't make a difference how many times you come and get them. You can literally get them from this nigga's house tonight. She will go back to that motherfucker tomorrow morning. So until then,
let me tell you, Johnny.
You're on your own.
Johnny, I was in that. That you're talking about me at that point. You're right, but then trust me, if it was that easy, it wouldn't be an issue. First time that shit, it's over. Believe me, we like to choose the easiest way out of things.
Ebony, I can't
even get into you the mental issues that's involved in being in an abusive relationship. And trust me, it took me honestly 17 years. That's a long, that was my whole life. Yeah. I fought back. Yes, I did leave. Yes, I put my foot down and things like that. It was something inside me that I ain't gonna say needed that, but it was something inside of me that justified that. And I had to address that within myself.
During those times,
before I can make a move.
During those times while you were there, I'm sure you got family, friend, whatever, in other case. Okay, cool. I get that. What would you have expected the rest of us to do? Because you got cousins, you got brothers, you got uncles.
Which is why I didn't say anything.
And we own this nigga's head.
I didn't say anything. I kept it as quiet as possible.
No, but I'm talking about like I'm talking about my situation, the situations that I was eyewitness to. We're at the house. We got the nigga is being held down by his fucking throat with a gun in his head. You give the word, this motherfucker's gone.
Like I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. And I'm just gonna be real about myself. She wasn't through loving him. And I know that sounds fucked up.
Right. But
she wasn't through loving him because she thought that her love was gonna change him.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, my uncle, I get that. You still love him, cool. But you because you're who you are to us, you just brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dudes out here to come help you, and you weren't serious about it.
Oh,
Until
see,
you're
now
serious,
that's something
don't call,
different.
until you're
That's
serious, don't
different.
call us again.
That's different. That's
Okay, so that's what I'm
different.
saying. That's how I feel
Yeah,
about the black community.
That's a different
We'll come and help
situation.
you. We'll come get
That's
you
a
out of
different
shit.
totally different.
situation. And
Yeah.
I can try to explain it to you so you would understand, but then it seems like I'm making excuses. But the thing is having been in that situation, it's one of those things you really will never understand until you in it. Not everybody is the same. Some women, the first time, that's it. You gotta go. But then it's some women who kind of, I mean, I can't even explain to you why I did it. And that's just the honest to God truth.
But that situation is how I look at the our black people. Y'all fucked up. You got people out here that's trying to help y'all. Y'all don't want to listen. Okay, that's fine. Don't say shit to me until you're actually ready to get the fuck up out. Because I'm sitting here, how many times, y'all, everybody here, y'all doing your thing in life. So somebody comes to me like, man, what you doing out here? Shit, nigga, first I went to the army, then I did this. And then the way I got my house is this. And then the way I built my credit was this. And then blah, 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 blah. You see them up for 2 years later. Did you do any of that? No, man. Okay, don't say shit else to me until you do the basic shit I told you. First of all, I didn't tell you how I got where I got. I told you the basic building blocks of how to fucking start as a fucking human being. Piece of shit.
That's the thing. It's a difference. It's a fundamental difference between man and woman. And in all honesty, you know, I do have empathy for you, Eb, because like I say, you good people.
Oh, no.
Well, I just want to make
you know.
It's just that, you know, the good thing is that you're not going through it today. So at some point in time, you did what you had to do to get out of that situation. And I applaud you for that.
You want us to go fuck them up?
I mean,
Yes.
we can make shit happen around this mother.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I ain't really with the shit.
He said, yes, get him now.
Hey, say less. This is being recorded.
I'll call it. Nigga. I ain't, you know, I'll call the cops on any motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. But I ain't really with, you know. Shit.
He write the report out.
My thing is this. In any situation, I'm looking for a way to. My dad told me this shit when I was a teenager. You gotta use your head for something more than a hat rack. So
that's true. I've heard that statement.
Real shit.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a way to think my way out of it. Now I ain't the wittiest motherfucker, but I'm always looking for a way to think my way out of it. Now if I gotta defend myself, I gotta do that. Or if I gotta go another route, I gotta go another route. But my first go-to is to think my way around it. Or out of it. You know what I'm saying?
To add to that, the reason why people get into shit, physical shit, is because of the way they think.
Real shit.
It's always start verbal. It never start physical. You don't just see motherfucker walk up, just punch a motherfucker.
Right.
So it usually start verbally. So they thought about fucking with somebody that could cause that fork in the road to make it physical or not.
Right.
Some people just don't have the art of negotiating. They don't know how to leave their feelings out of it and just logically think their way out of shit.
And those people are women. A man.
He said no.
Well, and bitch ass niggas. Yeah, I was gonna say
the men too. The men too.
But see, these new men, these new niggas. No,
yeah.
Nothing about that. The men, on the other hand, the generation before the one that's out here now, we know how to think our way around shit.
Out of shit. But a lot of you know why I see in a lot of young men, they honoring women. They honoring their mom identically as a mom and a dad. Nothing wrong with it.
There's a lot.
It's all wrong with it.
I said nothing. It is. I'm gonna be honest, but let me finish. It is something wrong with it, terribly wrong with it. Because I was raised by a mom, and my mom only have so much she could do to push the envelope. What I'm trying to add to it, they get to the point where they worshiping their moms.
Right.
They get to the point.
It's too far. Like I love my mom, but certain things. She just shrugged her shoulder like, hey, I ain't no guy. Why would I give her the cup like she made me into a man where I had to go ask my uncles for some shit. Now I'm worshiping her. I'm giving her shit that she shouldn't even deserve. And naturally, as a woman that have been might have been abused mentally or physically, they're gonna take with any they're gonna take from anything.
Right.
Whether it's a young boy, a little girl, animals, anything. That's just I'm not saying that as a negative way. It's just naturally from a woman. Same way a man would take power from anybody. That's just I'm calling this gender curse. A man would take power from a bunch of kids. They're hoorah, I'm with you. They gonna ride out. Some guys gonna grab their nuts and be like, I'm the shit. Same way women gonna feel that same way. If a bunch of kids just ran up to them and just loved them to death and listen to them and touch them on the end, oh, my heart is warm, they'll ride with it. They'll take it, suck it up for what it's worth. But you get to this line of worshiping. I'm not going to worship my mom for something that she's incapable of doing. And that's not a knock on her. It just, come on now. She's only limited. I'm just speaking facts. It's only limited.
It's a level of maturity you got to have within yourself to even get to
right. That. It's not to knock her. No. And I'm speaking from a man that came from a single mother. It's not a knock on her.
Exactly.
So I understand, but where women are getting, sometimes when you get your emotions crossed up and you see a lot of red, then you can't identify who's who. Right. That's when they have those things down in Mexico when the bull and the red, because the bull is blind. So when you get blinded by anger, everybody look the same. Right. I could date this guy, I could date this girl. Damn. He said something that identically sound like somebody 10 years ago. And now I can't give that person a chance, even though he or she is adjusting. I don't want to hear the shit. We got to stop letting things sink into our skins, into our heart, and just some things we have to see and have, like Ev said, discernment. Like, I know when this person is changing, and I know when a person is intentional. Indeed. I think we got to be mature. And I think people don't want to grow up and be mature when it comes to life. And it's a lot to it. You could minimize it. You could make it outrageous. You could do anything to life, but it's up to you to do it. But people don't feel like it. They don't feel like they have any control over their own personal life.
All right, and see that's the I'm talking about, bro. I don't want to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
It all came full circle to what you just said. Is I feel the same way, exact way you feel. Is that we do have control of our lives. We do have say so. In spite of the powers that be, and in spite of racism, in spite of all this other shit that's going on, you decide, you choose. You put the work in or you don't put the work in, but you have to deal with the consequences, or you put the work in and get the fruits. It's up to you. And every last person out here, that's what we are. We in an adult stage of our lives. We are products of our decision making. As children, we're a product of our environment. Because as a child, typically you don't have no say so. Now the children today have more say so. But when I was a child, I didn't have no say so. You have to follow fucking rules. Okay. Right. Once you in the driver's seat, it's on you now. Now you get to pick and choose what you do, where you live, where you work, whatever girl that you decide to date, whatever place you hang out at, the crew you kick it with. You choose all this. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So that's just taking accountability for self. So when we talk about the community, the community starts with the self.
Yep.
It starts with you. I can't worry about what Will doing in his house, what Johnny doing in his house, Eb doing in her house. I gotta fix me and be the example. Now, I may or may not be the example to whoever, but at the bare minimum, I'm the example to myself as a man, as an adult, at 42 years old. You understand? And I'm good with that, because now I wake up every day motivated to be an example to myself as to what you receive and what you will get from doing this. If you don't do this, you know what's going to happen on the other side. I've been on the other side of the fence as far as, oh, you ain't working a job that pays enough. I've been on that other side. You know, I ain't never been no street. I ain't no nigga for one, and I damn sure ain't never been no street dude. So my shit was always, you know, I'm gonna go and punch the clock. You know, I ain't no entrepreneur like that. So I'm gonna go punch the clock, get my money, pay my bills, and I'm gonna have me a little something. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Man. So that's where I'm coming from. We had a minute left. We go go into the next one. Ed been over there quiet as shit.
I was listening.
Oh, my bad.
He'll say, I'm tired of you dudes. Why y'all leaving me with just, I'm the only girl.
I'm gonna put
And my girl, man.
that's my people right
I'm just listening. I mean, we all got opinions, L. It was time for me to listen.
Okay, fair enough. But look, I'm waiting on
Fair
that.
enough.
I did put the code out. Will said he's gonna do a half hour anyway. So he came back like that's what we'll do. So I'm looking to see what's up with Alicia and Mika and all them. So I'm gonna put it out there again. We already taped 2 shows. So I mean, you know, we don't know who's gonna show up. Y'all know
What's up with this lady, man? This chick.